Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be talking about 33-year-old striker Diego Costa coming to the Wolves and signing a one-year deal. Now, it's very interesting because he'll be there till the end of the season and they are lacking in that department. Let's get into a bit about what I think Costa can bring to the squad and how I think he'll have an impact at the Molineux. Wolves have brought in Diego Costa in order to provide more attacking options through the middle, as most of their attackers are currently wingers, Gonzalo Guedes, Pedro Neto, Daniel Podence and Adama Traore being the four. Now, obviously Raul Jimenez is injured this season and Sasa Kalajic, brand new signing, has came in, played 45 minutes of football and been subbed out through an ACL injury and is now out for the remainder of the season, or what it looks to be the remainder of the season. So they had to bring in a free agent option. I think Diego Costa is proven in the Premier League and I know he's getting on, but I do think he'll add a bit of bite to the Wolves squad, pardon the pun, and I do think he'll score quite a few goals this season. So let's get into what Diego Costa's strengths are and what he'll bring to this Wolves side. We've seen Diego Costa in the Premier League before with Chelsea, and he was absolutely unbelievable in that 2016-17 season. And over his whole career in the Premier League, for the time he was here, 89 games Diego Costa played and scored 52 goals, which was just absolutely incredible. And I think it'll be brilliant for Wolves because his in-the-box finishing's amazing. His heading's brilliant. He can bully defenders like we've not really seen from many strikers before in the Premier League. When he was in the league last time, there was no one better at that than him before him, other than maybe Romelu Lukaku around the same time as him. So yeah, I think he will add that much needed punch. And I think with Wolves, they are lacking a bit of steel as well, and I think he'll add that because I don't watch Wolves and think particularly they've got a hard man or they've got a player who's willing to die for the badge. I think Neves is willing to die for the badge, but I don't think he's that player who's going to put in a big tackle or throw elbows just to sort of aggravate opponents. But it will be interesting to see how he does in the Premier League, and again, obviously coming back a lot older, but I do think he will score quite a few goals for Wolves, especially they are creating a lot of chances. That hasn't been their problem this season. It's just been having someone on the end of those chances to finish. And I think Diego Costa will massively help that. So let's get into a bit about what I think Wolves can achieve this season with Diego Costa should he stay fit. So Wolves have scored 3 goals this season in the Premier League in 6 games. Now, it's not all bad. Obviously, they are 14th, currently sitting 14th in the league, and they have only got 6 points, but they've only lost 2 games. So it's not as bad as it seems for Wolves. Obviously, the lack of potency up front is the problem, and Diego Costa solves that for me. I think adding his experience in the league, adding his physicality, his finishing, and just, I think, adding that steel, like I've said previously, it can change games. When he was at Chelsea, you think back to the derby when they played Arsenal, and he was just throwing shoulders around, throwing elbows, and he got Gabriel sent off, and he rattled Koscielny. And there's loads of times where he was in the Premier League, and you just thought he can completely flip the game just by doing this. And it's happened a lot of times throughout his career. When he was at Atleti as well, he did the same. So I do think he'll add that, but I think realistically for Wolves this season, top 10. I think they have to be, because you can't have, I mean, when you look at the squad on paper, the quality is brilliant. The midfield of Nunes, Neves, Moutinho has got the right balance of experience, quality and technical ability. You've got Guedes on the left, Neto on the right, and what looks to be Costa through the middle. That's easily a top half front three. And then you've got Nathan Collins and Kilman at the back, who have both been brilliant this season. And Wolves have actually got the best defensive record in the league this season. And I just think with them two at the back and adding that potency up front, I think it will make a big difference for Wolves. And I do think they'll finish top half. And they should be pushing for Europa League places again, in my opinion. I don't think it will happen because of the quality of teams in the league this season. But I do think that it could happen should Costa be firing on all cylinders this season. Now, there are also a few negatives that come with signing Diego Costa. And the main one is his attitude. But that will remain to be seen. Who knows? He could have matured and gone on to not get sent off. That's the one thing that Wolves cannot afford this season. They cannot afford to get their striker sent off and have 2 injured. They just can't do it, because speaking to Wolves fans in my family, I know that a lot of them are worried about Wolves going down despite the quality. They are worried. And I think if they had all three strikers out at any point in the season, that would be really, really significant for them in staying up and pushing on towards hopefully the top half of the table. But I do think with Diego Costa, the only thing they have to be wary of is he hasn't played football since December 12th last year. So they've obviously got to watch that, because he probably needs to get match fit again. And now he looks physically fit, and there's no doubt about that, because he looks really, really ready to be playing. But it's the physical internal fitness, such as his cardio, that he won't have been able to build up having not played that football. So it will be interesting to see how he fares when he comes to the Premier League and starts playing, whether he plays 60 minutes and they sub him off for a winger like Traore to run at defences when they're tired, or he just plays full 90s and he is fit, and that would be brilliant for Wolves. But they're the main two things that I do worry about with Wolves signing Diego Costa. But personally, I think it's a brilliant signing. I think he'll kick on, score quite a few goals for them. And obviously, if they get Kalajic back at some point this season, and Jimenez, I think they'll be fine, and I think they'll be flying. I think they'll finish top half, I really do. But that concludes today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But please, before you click onto the next video of mine, maybe go back onto the channel, please like this one, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys later.